Why climate justice matters, ensuring a fair and sustainable future for all. Tragic news from Lahore on July 5, 2023. Heavy rain took the lives of 7 people, including an innocent 11-year-old child. The city experienced unprecedented flooding, leaving Lahore in a state of despair. Amidst the chaos, home economics practical students were scheduled to take their inter-examination. However, reaching the exam centers became nearly impossible due to the floodwaters. The Provincial Government of Pakistan confirms that this rainfall broke a 30-year record, and warns of similar incidents in other cities in the future. Our hearts go out to the affected families. Climate change is an urgent global challenge that affects everyone, but its impacts are not distributed equally. While some communities are more vulnerable and suffer the most, others contribute less to the problem. This is where climate justice comes in. It focuses on creating fairness and addressing the historical imbalances caused by climate change. In this awareness video, we will explore why climate justice matters and how it can address the way toward a better and more sustainable future. Equity and fairness. Bridging the gap. Climate change disproportionately affects vulnerable and marginalized communities. People who are already struggling with poverty, lack of resources, or limited access to education and healthcare bear the brunt of its consequences. Climate justice aims to bridge this gap by ensuring that everyone, regardless of their background, has a fair chance or right to cope with and adapt to the changing climate. Historical responsibility. Righting the wrongs. Certain countries like China, the United States, India, Russia, Japan, Europe, particularly the developed ones, have historically emitted the most greenhouse gases. The greenhouse effect and its effects on climate change are caused by gases like carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, CH4, and others like nitrous oxide, N2O, and fluorinated gases. Understanding and reducing our carbon footprint is crucial for mitigating the effects of these gases on the environment. Climate justice recognizes this historical responsibility and calls for those nations to take their responsibility and take the lead in reducing emissions and supporting the efforts of developing countries. It is about acknowledging the past and working towards rectifying the injustices caused by climate change for vulnerable communities. Solidarity and interdependence. A global challenge. Climate change knows no boundaries. It affects communities across the globe, regardless of borders or political affiliations. Climate justice emphasizes the interconnectedness of societies and ecosystems, reminding us that we are all in this together and need collective action to address the challenges posed by climate change. By standing in solidarity, we can build a more resilient and sustainable world because no one is safe today or tomorrow. Upholding human rights. Protecting lives and livelihoods. Climate change threatens fundamental human rights, such as the right to life, food, water, health, and housing. This is I suggest climate justice as my first right. Climate justice puts human rights at the center of the climate agenda, ensuring that no one is disproportionately affected or left behind. It advocates for the protection and promotion of these rights, especially for the most vulnerable communities, who often lack the resources to cope with climate-related impacts and contribute minimally to climate change. Sustainable development. A path towards a better future. Climate justice aligns climate action with sustainable development goals. It recognizes the importance of a just transition to a low-carbon economy, where everyone can benefit. By integrating climate justice into development strategies, we can create opportunities for decent work, poverty eradication, better education, and social inclusion. It is about building a future that is not only environmentally sustainable but also socially and economically just. So here is my reaction: why climate justice matters, because it seeks to address the imbalances and injustices caused by climate change. It is about fairness, historical responsibility, solidarity, human rights, and sustainable development. By acceptance of climate justice, we can pave the way towards a future where no one is left behind, where the burdens and benefits of climate action are shared equitably, and where our planet thrives for generations to come. Let us come together, united by the vision of a fair and sustainable world, and take action for climate justice. Hearing about or seeing such events is incredibly painful and heartbreaking. A recent example is the heavy rainfall that inundated Lahore on July 5, 2023, which has had a profound impact on the city and its people. The loss of innocent lives, including a young child, has shattered families and communities. Education has been interrupted, exams have been postponed amidst chaos, and records have been broken, serving as a warning for the nation. This tragedy has left behind an unbearable grief that words fail to address. As we grapple with this catastrophe, we must also recognize the urgent need for preventive measures to mitigate the impact of future extreme weather events. We demand climate justice reparation, necessary support, resources, and action from world authorities, those who are the main responsible, and the government of Pakistan to protect our cities and ensure the safety and well-being of every individual. Only through collective efforts can we build resilience and safeguard the future of our nation against the devastating consequences of climate change. I strongly put emphasis on climate justice for Pakistan is crucial to address the challenges posed by climate change in an equitable and sustainable manner. By prioritizing adaptation, supporting mitigation efforts, ensuring water security, empowering farmers, and promoting a just transition to a green economy, Pakistan can build a future where all citizens can thrive despite the changing climate. Embracing climate justice principles will allow Pakistan to walk along path towards a resilient and equitable future for generations to come. Thank you, and ensuring a fair and sustainable future for all.